It's about the journey. So yeah, just take your time. That's all I can say.
All right, so the NSX, man.
Yes.
Was the NSX always a car that you aspired to have as a personal stable car?
I'll be honest, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you get into that?
So it's one of the things where I guess you could say that I guess I'm not the typical car person that grew up like into cars and
Okay.
like, wrenching, stuff like that. I'm the only one in my family that really is in the cars, right? But I mean, I got it from like my friends at high school, and so you see all of them drive around the DAs, Civics, EKs, and all that stuff.
Okay.
And so I've always wanted to have a cool car, right? But it's like either money or I just didn't go for it. And so it wasn't until in 2014 I actually started like a job, right? I was like, you know what? I'll treat myself. I'll finally learn how to drive stick. Most importantly, because my friends have always tried to teach me, but like I guess in a way I've always kind of held myself back because like I didn't want to mess up their clutch. I didn't want to mess up.
All right, fair enough.
Right?
Sure.
So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the leap, find myself a car that I can learn to drive stick in, and I can finally start having like a build, as you would say, right?
Sure.
And so I was looking at newer cars, so like newer Lexuses, newer like the FRS, BRZ at the time.
Okay.
And then I was looking even like at FDs, air-cooled Porsches, because like I really liked Porsches, but my coworker at the time, he was like, hey, there's this NSX for sale down in Oakland, and I was like, okay. And I looked it up, and I got in contact with the owner, and it had 125,000 miles on it, all the maintenance records and all that, and so I was like, okay, what's the price? And so he said 28,000, and this is back in 2014, so pretty good deal. And so I was like, okay. I called up my bank, and I was like, hey, can I get pre-approved for like a loan, right? Because in my mind, it was one of these where I had a feeling like this car wouldn't be one of those things where it would depreciate. So like taking a loan out and it wouldn't exactly be the worst case scenario.
Okay, fair enough. So you were already thinking back then an NSX is not going to go down in price.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. So you didn't just go blind into it.
No. And so, yes, taking a loan out on a car is probably kind of dumb, right? And people could be like, oh, you
didn't have $28,000 liquid,
right? And
people take out loans on cars all the time,
right? And so, whether or not they want to admit it or not, right? And then you have those internet people be like, oh, bank owned, or what I
see,
right? But that wasn't in my mind.
None of those people are driving NSXs.
Exactly. So it all checked out. I actually told the guy, hey, I'll give you like $1,000 to put it on hold for me. Okay. And
he was down.
Yeah, he was down. And so bank sent me the check. I actually flew me and my other coworker down, John.
To look it over with you?
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I didn't know much, right? And like I wouldn't even be able to drive it, to be quite honest.
Oh, because you didn't know how to drive stick yet. And you bought an NSX.
Yes.
A manual NSX.
As my first car.
As your first car?
To learn stick.
Oh,
to learn to drive, essentially.
So we got people trying to get NSXs just to stare at in their garage. I didn't even know that Vinnie bought it to learn how to drive stick shift. That's equal parts awesome
and equal parts WTF. Okay.
Well,
well, how old were you?
21.
21. Okay.
Right? Again, 21, just got a new job, stable job. So it's like, okay, again, I'll treat myself.
Yeah.
So we flew down. He test drove it for me and everything. Checked out mechanically sound, and we drove it back up.
Okay, so you did one-way tickets.
Yeah, we did one-way tickets, and he drove the whole time.
So what if it was busted, and it was like the guy did like a Craigslist type shit, and it wasn't even what it was supposed to be. But you would have bought one-way tickets back.
Yeah.
They would have been super expensive.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like the next day.
Yeah.
Interesting. So there was a little risk.
There was definitely
a little fun involved, but you weren't alone. You had your boy.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And so.
How long was the drive from Oakland up to Washington, Seattle?
Well, I mean, I think if you just straight it, I think it's like a 12-hour drive. But I think we stopped in Oregon for a little bit. I think for the night, and then we drove it up. We stored it at our job, at the garage, and then I spent the next month going back at night to pretty much learn how to drive it because the streets are empty.
So you did learn how to drive stick on this NSX,
and it had a stage 3 6-puck clutch, so it was like that. And so yeah, it was definitely a fun time. And so fast forward now, it's like I've had it for 8 years now, and I haven't done too much with it. I got wheels, I got coils, and my spoiler and all that stuff. But for me, it's like I'm pretty happy with where it's sitting.
Okay, so I'm gonna interrupt for a second.
Okay.
Because what I like about his modesty is he said, I haven't done much. I've got a spoiler and wheels. The wheels are concave TE37s, and the spoiler is a
Backyard Special.
Backyard Especial carbon spoiler.
So it's like if you're gonna pick two mods to do that accentuate the car, he didn't just pick up random stuff and he just tried to play it off like,
well, I mean,
just wheels.
To be fair, I mean, thanks to I've had a lot of influence from my friends as well.
Yeah.
To kind of help me, figure out, because again, it's a learning experience for me too. It's honestly even though I've been immersed in it, kind of working on my own project car, it's like kind of a new world for me.
Yeah,
so it's like,
well, what kind of exhaust is on there?
Honestly, it's just something that
like
came
a
with
custom
the car.
one.
Well, custom in the fact that it's like a MagnaFlow exhaust, but if you look underneath, it's like a bunch of like it's just cut really badly.
Whoever did it did not do a good job.
Well, and to be fair, as I've been tearing into the car and like replacing stuff here and there, it's like it exactly wasn't taken care of per se.
Oh, so you're seeing places in which it wasn't. I
mean, it's mechanically sound and everything like that, but even when I took off the knee bolster, right?
Yeah.
You would expect it's just held up by 2 clips.
Yeah.
No, at first I thought I was trying to pull it off. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I felt underneath. I felt there's a wood screw holding it up, and when I took the wood screw out, it's just hot glued off. Like,
really?
Yeah. And so.
And this is what the other guy did.
No, so I'm like the 6th owner. So it's been through a few hands. And
so you don't know who did it.
Yeah, and I don't think it was the previous owner because he had all there's maintenance records even from before him, but I don't think because I looked up my car one time and it had Plasti Dip green wheels before. So
so it's
So do you think that it's a little bit harsh of me to think that the guy who would Plasti Dip wheels green is the one who probably wood screwed and hot glued something? Is that
maybe?
Is that wrong of me?
I wanna give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
So it might have been the guy before him or after him. I don't know.
Okay, I like you're a very nice person.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely things that I want to replace or get fixed up, but at the end of the day, it's money, right?
It's money, and it's a black NSX. The body is timeless.
Yeah.
You don't need to do all that crazy stuff.
And
I think it looks fantastic the way it is. Simple.
Thank you. Well, and that's that's kind of like my mindset at the moment because I know that there's some guys who want to just throw money at their car and get all the parts and get everything just right away. And I get that sentiment, right? But I guess for me, it's like, in a way, I'm being practical, I guess, because, there's other stuff that, I'm trying to save up for, right? Trying to make the girlfriend happy, get a ring for her.
Okay.
I got other hobbies that, that are expensive as well, right? And
okay.
So, again, I'm happy with where the car's sitting, and it's not like I'm going to be selling it anytime soon.
Sure.
So, I think one thing that I really learned since having this car is like, there's really no rush. You know what I mean? Like and it's with everything, right? You take things at your own pace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And yes, there's outside forces trying to like pressure you. Oh, finish your build.
Right.
Get your motor done. This and this and that, or SEMA crunch or whatever, right? But it's like, dude, just take it at your own pace. You know,
Yes.
because it's like at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. It's your car, and you know, and that for me, that's I guess that in a way what helps me sleep at night, right? So,
Okay. I mean, like, so some people, you know, they are some people say builds are never really finished.
right.
Do you think that that's true?
I think so.
Okay, so
I mean,
do you ever feel like you're happy with it the way it is?
no, I mean, yeah, I'll be honest, no, because like you know, there's blemishes here that you know I know that if I you know put some money into it, I could just you know get rid of those
Sure.
blemishes, right? But in a way, I'm trying to have some self control, right?
Okay.
'Cause I could, you know, not to throw money around, but like I could throw $1,000 at the car and you know fix a couple things if I
Yes.
really wanted to, but it's like
At the moment.
yeah, at the moment, but is it really on my priority list to do that?
Fair enough.
Right.
But you do feel like you're never quite done or
well,
happy.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like yes, you can you can have your car at its final stage,
Yeah.
right? But you know, as you see other builds, you know, there's different trends coming up. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe should I change it up? You know, like for example, I've had the TEs on for the 8 years I've had it now.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get new wheels. I'm not gonna like sell the wheels, but you know, I want to get you know a new set or something like that. And it's just like,
Even something as simple as wheels.
yeah,
It's always there's always something else.
Yeah.
Maybe not better, but maybe not even newer, just different.
yeah. It's just, it could be. It doesn't even have to be anything big too. It's just you know
Right.
small details, right? I can even you know take off all the stickers right now as a change to make things
Yeah.
simple, right? So it's just like
But in the midst of the process, you are saying that you know for the most part you're like almost every other enthusiast in that you feel like when it comes to your build you're never content.
nice plug for Austin. But no, it's true. I mean, even for him, you know,
That was shameless, but I just felt it
He's
was
a
like
homie.
it was a
Okay.
decent transition.
But I mean, even like just on the topic of him, real quick, like Austin, he has both of his cars that are you know great builds.
Yeah.
But even him, he's not exactly fully content with what he has, right? Because you know he wants to do something different, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, do you really have to change it if it's not necessary? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like you know, for him, it's like he's you know behind the scenes, he's looked at different wheels to get for
You
the
mean
car.
for his RX-7?
Yeah, for his RX-7. It's like
Yeah.
you know get looking at different wheels, but at the end of the day, you know either the Regas or timeless
Well,
look
look,
on his car. Or,
they
you know
are.
what I mean?
Regas on an FD, yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, an NSX in and of itself, timeless.
Yes.
TEs, timeless. You put them together, and it's just a combo that you just can't go wrong with.
Right. So that's why it's like I'm not in any rush. Right.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Okay, so you know what? You plugged Austin. I mean, we got shout out to Coop from C's, Austin from Never Content.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other people that you support and believe represent this community well, in addition to who we just talked about. All right, so people that you believe are great representatives of the vibe and the culture and the car community up here. Who else do you believe in and support?
Yeah. I mean, man. Honestly, there's a lot of guys, but obviously you know Walter and Al Michael from Nom Saying Brothers. There's the guys from Backyard Boogie. You know, there's Team Menace. There's a whole you know there's a lot of guys that you know I could list off, right? But I think a lot there's like I said from the beginning there's a lot of people up here that just kind of embody the Pacific Northwest culture, like you know welcoming and just the willingness to kind of help each other out and you know shoot the tips out, you know. And I think you know and I think it's the same thing with a lot of different communities. Wow. Hey, I'm being serious right
It's
now.
not judgmental. Like it takes, what do they call it? Swag?
Swag. Oh, come on.
Swaggy, dog.
Come on.
Okay, continue.
It's a
Sorry,
compliment.
I apologize.
But no, I think one thing that I've come to notice is that there's a lot of people kind of giving other enthusiasts tough love, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And what I mean is that, it's getting harder and harder for us as the community to gather without being bothered and stuff like that, right? So, there's those people that want to peel off, rev excessively, just, trying to, what I would like to say, kind of show off, right?
Sure.
And I think it's getting to a point where everyone's like, okay, and it's always been like this, but now it's being more publicly called out because there's been a few events that, like, for example, there's an event called Lake Washington Cars and Coffee, right? They had to kind of, in a way, shut down a little bit because there was people just driving recklessly through their meat and stuff like that. Even just today, I saw that an annual drive that we have up here, the Leavenworth Drive, to go to the Germantown Leavenworth.
Okay.
It got canceled because of while there's other things involved, but partly because there's the people that mess around, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's getting to the point where it's like we're all trying to really build our community and have it fostered positively.
Yes.
But we gotta tell people, hey, yes, you can get mad at the cops, you can get mad at the city, or you can get mad at whoever for not being able to just kick it with your homies. But at the end of the day, the only person that you could blame is yourself, or blame those who are ruining it.
Who are ruining it, right?
And so, but with that being said, I think again, now I'm saying everyone, we're all trying to just have it as a teachable moment. Yes, there's times where we need to kind of maybe just check people, but it's like, hey, like you're ruining it for the rest of us. I know you may not think at the time that you're just trying to be a dick or whatever, but it's just like, hey, like to everyone else you are.
Right.
You think that you're just driving your car, you're enjoying it,
but you're being a dick.
Yeah, so there's a level of adultness that you're gonna have to have, right? And so I think all of us collectively are trying to again just have fun, and just do cool shit with our friends, because that's what I always say with Northwest Motive. We just try to have fun and do cool shit.
Okay, so speaking of that again, Northwest Motive. I see you got the subtle sticker on the windshield right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, so let's just break it down, starting with the name, Northwest Motive, right? Did you come up with that?
No, so I actually took over back in 2018.
Okay.
And so it actually was started by, I guess you could say, a lot of some of the OGs.
From up here.
From up here.
Yeah.
So, there's guys like Josh, Armin, Eric, Matt, Jason. There's a few other guys that started this back in 2010 because they were competing in car shows and have their own teams in the early 2000s, late 2000s. And then once 2008 happened, the community up here kind of saw a drought of car shows.
Okay.
And so they took it upon themselves to kind of start Northwest Motive, to start doing shows, to start providing something for the community.
Okay.
And so for them, it was the same mission back then of trying to regrow the community because of what happened with the recession and whatnot. And for me now, it's like now that I've took over, right? And I'll be honest, for the first couple of years, I'm still trying to balance out having my own business, right?
Sure.
I still have a 9-to-5, so I'm not doing this like all the time, but I'm trying to, still have that tradition of trying to have a higher standard and still trying to help grow the community as well. Because I don't know, I feel like people are too comfortable with mediocrity.
Hey, that is a quote right there.
Right?
People are too comfortable with mediocrity.
Well, and it's just like, it goes back again, trying to, and I don't know, I think it's with today's generation or whatever, car enthusiasts, where they're just trying to have a quick reaction, right? Oh, I'm slap on a body kit, but it's like they don't look to see how they fill the body lines or have their fitment correct. And again, I'm not I don't know everything, but I know what looks good and what doesn't, and what you should do, right? So it's like it all goes back to just taking your time, and so like again, whether it's me, now I'm saying Team Menace or Backyard Boogie or whoever, we're just trying to show that, hey, there's a right way to do things. Sometimes you just got to take your time. And for example, like the backyard boogie guys, they do things literally in their backyard. They have a painting booth back there, and it's just like you don't need professional services to kind of get the job done. As long as you prep right, and as long as you have the right processes, that's all that matters, right? And so yeah, I mean, I guess to go to circle around,
Yeah.
with Northwest Motive, I'm just trying to help teach wherever I can and just foster a positive community and just again to have fun.
See, right there. I mean, teach, foster a positive community, and have fun. I mean, that's a perfect, profound, helpful, community building perspective.
Yeah.
That's educational and inspirational and practically effective. I mean, it will literally benefit everyone.
Right.
For people to develop that type of mindset and to be around people such as yourself who are teaching and promoting that mindset.
Yeah.
And that and that's why I rock with you and some of the people you mentioned, others, Mikey from MFAB, and there's just so many people who care and are quiet though.
Yeah.
Like even you are like a quiet person in many different ways.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing, but it also can be hurtful in an era where the you got to post the most and post the loudest and do the most to stay on top of things.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm putting. That's why this behind the scenes series exists.
Yeah.
All these people I'm working with, and you guys are blessing us by allowing us to come into your spaces, your shops, your homes, for us to go behind the scenes, not just behind walls, but in your mind, because this is content that matters.
Right.
It's not the most exciting content.
No, right.
It's just us sharing love and passion and conversation for the community and the culture.
Yeah.
And people like yourself need to have the light shown on them. And that's what I do with my platform.
Yeah.
And who I want to put the focus on is people like yourself. And this collaboration I do with the Namaste guys. Just good people who care about the culture,
Right.
care about the industry, care about the community, and want it to grow in the right direction.
Right. Well, and yes, there's a lot of high profile bills that come out of the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
There's we've had some recognition, right?
Yeah.
But I guess like what you're doing, highlighting the people, highlighting what we're trying to do up here, and that's a lot of the goals that I have, and that's the goals like Walter and I'm saying, and we all have. We're trying to just build the people, because yes, we know that we can build great cars. But we wanted people to know that, hey, it's not just about the cars, it's about the people too, right? Because again, going back to, not to dog California or any other scene, yes, there's amazing builds that come out of every other place, right? But it's like, do you really hear about the people? Do you really hear about how great the community is, right? Anytime you mention the Pacific Northwest, you could talk to anyone and be like, oh, the community up here is great. Yes, there's cliques or there's groups or whatever, but it's not like we're like, in feuds or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're cool with each other, and at the end of the day, we're car enthusiasts, right? And so that's what we're loved.
That's what it's about. Okay. Hi.
Come here. Gotta bring the little one with us. A little chilling.
Okay, so Vinny,
What's up?
if you had to give one piece of advice of any kind to anyone who watches this to take away from you, your perspectives, your story, one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would say, I guess just do you. Because I mean, in a way, nowadays, I guess, there's a lot of pressure with our community, I guess, with, having a dope build or trying to get all the coolest parts. Because it's funny, I was actually talking to Steve Kwan, and he's, I guess you can say, one of the OGs in our community, right? And we're talking about, how it's kind of different these days, where a lot of people, like I mentioned before, a lot of people are kind of taking shortcuts with their builds, or like trying to just get it done quick just so that they can get it like instant gratification, right? But
Yeah.
you know, from what I've learned, you know, even before having this car and just, you know, meeting people and talking to people, it's just take your time. You know, there's really no rush to anything, because at the end of the day, it's like you're building the car for yourself, right? And you know, yes, you may see other people building their cars quicker or anything like that, but like it's not a competition. You know, what's the rush? You know, and like, and yeah, I guess that's my advice. Just,
That would be the one, right?
yeah,
there.
just take your time. You know, enjoy the process, enjoy your car, enjoy learning, enjoying, you know, the connections that you make, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a car, right? But what's that saying? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey,
It's not about the destination.
right? So
It's about the journey.
it's about the journey. So yeah, you know, just take your time. You know, that's all I can say, because I've had the car for 8 years, and it's looked the same for pretty much the majority of the time, because I'm not in any rush.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in any rush to. I may want to get parts here. I may want to try to get it to the next stage. But at the end of the day, there's other priorities that, you know, you want to take care of before the car. So.
Well, there it is. Appreciate you, Vinnie,
Yeah.
letting us come in, you know, to the home, the garage space, and get in the whip and you know, go behind the scenes with you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. You know, thank you for letting me be a part of this. You know, and thank you for coming up here all the time, kicking it with us, and just showing, you know, your audience what the Pacific Northwest is all about. You know, just because, you know, we cool up here. We're hanging out. You know?
Yeah, man, definitely. There's so much diversity and quality up here, man, and it's dope to be able to showcase that, and specific individuals like yourself. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the thing. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, snap.
Of the behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? I was just recording an episode of the podcast. I was about to go the outro with that. But it is behind the scenes with Remy
With Remy
and Vinnie.
Boom. Boom.